Welcome everyone. Today we have a build introduction to Last Epoch with my Necromancer Summoner build. So looking behind me, we're going to briefly go through some of the highlights for the build, and this is a beginner friendly build. You can see that I currently have 5 skeleton mages, 1 golem, 2 wisps of 2 ghosts, 2 specters, and also 10 of my skeleton warriors or skeleton archers, 3 skeleton vanguard, and also up to 6 of my zombies. All of my minions will be focused on fire damage, and this build is extremely new player friendly. You can be AFKing most of the time in the content like I do here. Here I'm currently about level 82 and I'm facing level 90 content. And it is very good for speed farming for current content in the end stage or mid stage to the game. And this is a really fun build, so let me show you guys a little bit more. Now, majority of the time, you'll be following with up to 10 or even close to 20 summons as you go across the map. And because the build itself has blink with your skeleton mages, it is quite mobile as you travel across the map, especially traveling up and down across terrains and also achieving objectives. Most of the time for the build, it is a one button build. Your only job is to blink around and tell your skeleton minions where to attack. If you want some decent AoE damage and also summon more minions, you just have to summon your zombies. Most of your skeletons, golems, and everything is already available, and it's quite difficult to kill them. Most of the time against the boss, I'll die before my skeleton minions or my dudes die. And even if they die, I can resummon them quite quickly. So this is an extremely relaxing and also farming build for the Necromancer from the beginning to the end. So I started this build around level 50. You can start this build way earlier, and it doesn't require any of the unique items. But if you do find one of the unique wand, this will be a little beneficial, but it's not needed. The build itself is extremely easy, as I'm going to show you guys with the choices of items, and it is quite good from early stage to the mid stage of the game. I'm yet to test the final end stage of the game, and I am planning to look into an end game build for the Necromancer very soon. Now fast forwarding a little bit here we're facing a level 90 boss, and you can see our build doesn't really have a problem against the boss. I think I used 2 potions against the boss, and I'll show you guys in entire replay. Majority of the time you're quite tanky, and you can easily be getting all of your blessings to get additional benefits and also additional status effect as you clear those bosses and also you clear the content for the game. Now coming over to my character over here. I'm currently level 86, and you can see my stats as represented over here. I do not have the highest amount of HP pool as I still go through my items, and most of them are not fully upgraded. And you can see I have overwhelming amount of resistance, which is not that much needed. Our build will focus on getting minion damage and also minion fire damage. Together with bonus minion HP, we're quite durable for the minions, and also our character is quite durable because we have the healings from the golems and also the healings from the summoning zombies. Now if you guys want to follow the build I'm currently using, it is coming from Lily over here on the summoning only Necromancer build. So I'm following this build closely with leveling and also beginner build for the Necromancer minions. This build is ready for 0.92, and I think it is also great for patch 1.0 that will be coming. Now I have made some personal adjustments over here, so as you follow this particular build, I strongly recommend to have a look because it is quite great to show you which part of the leveling system you go for each of the minions and also for each of the leveling. Now as I played the build myself, I have made some adjustments for my build. So the builder guide recommended having a regular one of those particular chests that provide you with minion damage leech. This is great, and this is one of the items I was using previously. And I have decided to opt in for more intelligence and also additional armor if I can. So I'm currently using this exalted chest. The build will say that it's great if you can find the unique staff or the unique wand and unique amulet. It is not needed if you just have the weapon that provides you with bonus minion damage, together with a catalyst that provides you with bonus minion damage, it is already great enough to clear all the content to level 90 and now you so unlock level 100. The majority of the time, my gears and also items I'll go with bonus HP, percentage HP, minion health, minion damage, and also anywhere I can get more minion damage. It is quite straightforward, so you can see I have about 600 of minion damage. Together with the minion fire damage and also some additional ways to get minion fire damage, bonus health for my characters, and also another ways to get more health, right? So I'm trying to get health, minion fire damage, and also even ways to get additional chance of applying death mark. So this is one of the ways I want to do a variation to do a little more damage. Now, briefly going through my personal adjustment to the builder's guide that I provided to you guys. So over here, instead of getting all the points on the basic ones, I decided to get points on bonus armor and also additional attack speed and also additional vitality. Together, up to 21 points, I was getting additional minion armor to keep them alive. Because I'm currently level 80 plus, I'll be getting tons of armor from my minions just with 1 point over here. And as you can see from my passive, it is very similar to the builder's guide. Again, I decided to give myself additional HP and also some more vitality as I rank up all the points over here for additional intelligence and also additional minion critical chance. Now, one small highlight I want to share with you guys is the builder's guide over here, because it is a beginner's builder guide. So one of the pros and cons was the ability it is random to summon 2 flame worth, right? But I have found a way to summon 2 flame worth 100% of the time. You just have to find yourself one of the idols that is available to increase your chance of summoning flame worth. And before you start any of the fights, before you go into the fights, when you first log into the game, you have to resummon your minions. Over here, just having this available means you can have a great chance summoning 2 flame worth. And once they are summoned, I'll just replace this. And whenever I need to summon 2 of my flame worth, I just do this. So instead of having a 22% chance of summoning my flame worth over here with a basic rate, here we have a booster rate. And because of the booster rate, we can pretty much guarantee to always have 2 flame worth to deal additional flame damage. So this is a really good method to get your minions up and also to get your damage up. Now, on the topic of the minion summons, you can see, and also you can see at the end of the replay, my choices of the pathing. So let me move my camera a little bit over here for you guys. You can see that I didn't go with all the damage for the golems. I decided to go with additional source of healing with the golems to make sure the golem can tank up and also heal me a little bit. This was great in the early stage of the game, especially when I only had like 600 or 700 HP. But as I get high HP, this is a little less ineffective. But once I get more vitality, this becomes more effective to heal me with one way of healing. Now, I mentioned earlier, we have one form of utility in terms of the blink. So if you look at the builder's guide, if you were trying to follow the builder's guide, you might have noticed that friend Lily over here, he was not perking to the blinking, and he went for more damage for the flame skeleton mages. For me personally, I wanted to blink, and this is a bigger variation if you look at the pathing of the map over here. And this is what I did. I went to blinking first, then I perked over here to turn the skeleton mages into the pyromancers to do more flame damage. And finally, I did go into the critical chance. So let me move my head over here a little bit. So I did go into the critical chance and also more critical damage for my flame worth to do a little more damage. I did sacrifice some of the HP knots over here for additional tankiness. Now, briefly going through the skill rotation for this beginner-friendly Necromancer build. It is quite straightforward. Most of the time, you're leading your Necromancer minions to tell them where to go. As you blink, your minion will follow you very quickly. And, for single target damage, if you want to focus on a target, make sure you use A as the hotkey to allow minion to be commended. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As long as you summon your minions before the start of the fight, 90% of the time, none of the minion will die. And this allows you to pretty much clear the whole content with one button only. If you want to be blinking, that is great. If you want to deal more damage, summoning your skeleton or summoning your flame zombies is a great way to deal more AoE damage. And that's pretty much it. Yes, it is a very straightforward build for the Necromancer and having a great time in clearing out the content as a beginner for Last Epoch. Now, briefly going through the boss fight. Well, for me, the boss fight is quite straightforward too, because I just have to dodge the boss mechanic. I can be melee range or, I can be in range. As long as my minions are constantly dealing damage, and all I have to do is to keep my eye on the top of the corner over there to see which of my minions have died, and I just summon them right away. And if they are not dying, I'll try to preserve some mana to allow me to blink, and also spend some mana allow me to summon my volatile zombies, which will in return heals me because of the zombie talent tree. keeping some potions can be extremely handy because, if you don't have enough sustain, no matter how tanky your minions are, if you die, the fight's over, right? So as long as you keep your eye on your minions and also keep your eye on HP, it is pretty easy against the boss. I'm not saying this is the fastest clearing method because we're still a beginner's build, but it's a really relaxing, really smooth method if you want to try the game as the summoner to get lots of summoning minions. So what I do now is I'll provide you guys with this short replay clip of some of the highlights of me clearing the level 90 dungeons. I'm currently up to level 100 with the Monolith, and I do feel like the build is a little bit weaker in terms of defense and also offense compared to level 90 because of the increased corruption. Now, because I haven't updated my gears for like 10 levels now, I'll be updating my gears and also adjusting my build to provide you guys with an in-game build for the mass summoning from the Necromancer.